Welcome to QB Unplugged with
Defoe.
Okay, yeah, his name's Deshaun Watson, and I'm Quincy Avery, brought to you by Lockerverse. Tap in for exclusive content and join the Dog Pound community. Each week, we bring you a unique perspective from the quarterback position with top high school, college, and superstar NFL quarterback Deshaun Watson. How you living, my boy?
I'm good, man. Another week, another opportunity to keep grinding. You feel me? How you living?
I'm amazing. Went to the national championship.
How was that?
That was pretty solid.
Yeah.
It was a different environment than, a normal, like a game that the Texans would have. Like, I've been to a lot of Texans games, as have you.
Right.
But it was rocking.
I bet it sounded like that. It sounded like whoever was on defense, their crowd was lit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was loud.
But that Michigan crowd, it was like a home game
for real. Well, that makes sense. Michigan gonna travel. They got their alumni a little bit bigger than Washington.
Yeah, I think it's like the biggest school in the country or whatever. I mean, it's up there. However many they get 100,000 in the big house. It felt like 100,000 people because the dome closed. It was going crazy. It was going crazy.
That's the crazy thing about NRG though. Like, even when I played there with the Texans, it was loud. You know what I'm saying? Like, a couple of those playoff games, a couple of those primetime games, really all the primetime playoff games. Like, it get up there for sure. Like, everything just seemed compact and just really in there, especially when they don't open up the top. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So when you played in the national championship, what was it loud like that? Because I know Clemson travels well too. Like,
we traveled good. Nah, it was loud both times when we played in Arizona. I think it's the Glendale. I don't know what their stadium name, but
that's the Cardinal Stadium, right?
Yeah, the Cardinal Stadium. We played there. That was rocking. You know what I'm saying? Because Bama, they gonna travel well too. So we traveled good. That was our first time in a long time going to the Natty. So and we're undefeated. So everyone from our side knew we gonna be there. So everybody was already buying tickets. And then literally the next year in Tampa, it was the same way because everybody knew it was gonna be Bama and Clemson again. So we did the same thing, and it was rocking then too. Especially when we scored that last touchdown. If somebody had a video, it was lit.
You talking about the touchdown you won the national championship on?
Yeah, the last play.
Yeah, that was impressive. That's the way to go out. You watching last night? What was the vibe when you watching on TV? Because I'm watching in the stadium. The stadium, the feel you get leaving the stadium is not as, because I feel like the commentator shapes so much of how people perceive the game. Yeah, so when you're looking at it, how are they talking about the game?
I felt like, they did it fair, but I think they put a lot more. And forgive me for messing up his name, Penix.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like they put a lot more on him than they did on everybody else around him. From my take, you know what I'm saying? Because that O-line was rough.
They was getting their lunch money taken.
They were legit, it was rough.
Yo, we about to come get that.
Michigan dogs up front.
Was it third down, the big play where he's running? I couldn't tell if he was supposed to run a corner or what. What did you think that was? Like, when you watched it on TV, what were you thinking was going on right there?
Well, I thought a lot of the time, he was either throwing the ball too early, or he was just making reads that he's not comfortable making at the time. He didn't feel comfortable in that pocket the whole game, literally the whole game. You got to give credit to Michigan defense and what they did. But I felt like a lot of the decisions, especially on that one, just it was just off. It didn't feel in sync. The week before, and even during the regular season, when he released it, he knew where everybody was going to be at. It was money, boom. Because he has one of the, if not the best pretty ball in college football. Deep ball in college football today. You know what I'm saying? Outside of Caleb. So, I just feel like Michigan did a very, very good job of disguising some, getting the front, getting them off track, and then he was just trying to make decisions way too early or too late.
The funny thing about, what you're saying about, the timing, how that shit worked, to me, I feel like every quarterback has a number of times where once they get hit, shit kind of go out the window. If he get hit in the pocket this many times, he's not going to be able to play the same. And it just felt like Michigan got there so quick, so early. And I know he's banged up. Like, he's been banged up for a while, and I think that he's toughed it out and done some really good things on tape. But I felt like they got to that number. Whatever that number is, they got there super quick, and he never really felt comfortable. That's like when you watch Tom Brady is one of those quarterbacks who I watched, it was like, you never got him to that point where he didn't feel comfortable. He wasn't able to do the things that were required. And for one,
it was like you were saying. Like with Tom, I felt like it was very rare you got him to that stage. You know what I'm saying? He did a good job, but then that goes back to the OC too, who's calling the plays. All right, what are we going to do to get the ball out of our guys' hands, to get the ball into the receiver's hands so they can make plays too? Washington did a lot trying to run downfield, which they had open guys, but, either he missed it, he didn't see it because of the O-line. So now you got to help your O-line out. Then it's like you waiting too late to go to the screens. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're doing the screens in the second half trying to catch up. Michigan already know that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it just, I feel like everything, and that's where watching on TV, you don't really know that. But when you in that on the sideline and you're watching it live and you're right there with them, it's like those are the things that can make or break teams. You know what I'm saying? Because we were very similar when I was with Clemson. We were down going into the fourth quarter against Bama, against, I think, arguably one of the best teams that ever, defenses especially, to play in the new era of college football. You know what I'm saying? At least in the 2020, other than, Miami and all those guys back in the early 2000s. But we were down 14, 17 points. They were, getting to me in this, that, the third, but our team did a good job of staying on track.
So who's the person you talk to now, like, if shit starts getting that way, like you start getting out of rhythm, do you tell the coach, like, yo, here's where we at? Or, you know what I'm saying? Was there a story or Tyler you experienced that and you had to like bring it back in or give the play call a little bit of, hey, I need this?
Yeah, I think my best example was when I was in Houston, 2018. No, not 2018. 2019 and 2020. Even though we went 4-12 in 2020, that was my best year. Stat wise. 19 was very, very good too. We went to the division round, lost to KC, but like AJ McCarron was my guy. And I have so much respect and love for AJ because he put in the work also, as the number 2 guy and helping me out to be the best I can be. And I felt like that's why I was so great in 2020 because it was things like that where I would get off track. We were down because, we were giving up a lot of points, but we were scoring a lot of points. So I would get knocked around, get hit, but he'd just like, hey, take the check down. One big moment was when we played Buffalo in 2019. All week, he's saying, bro, on 3rd and long, take the check down. And I was trying to get the big play. I think we were down 16-0. And I hit Duke Johnson to the left. I think it was like 3rd and 17. Hit the check down. Boom, got the ball out quick. While the defense was getting depth, the ball was already out. So they seen it late. He split. We got the first down, went on, scored, got the ball back. J.J. Watt had his big sack, scored again. We ended up winning the game in overtime. But I felt like those are like the moments where it's like, all right, settle in. Don't look for the big play where I felt like last night he was trying to get everything at once. Where just take your running back and let him do work. You know what I'm saying? And keep the chains moving. But that's easier said. It's done than, watching it where in the game, even myself, I got to catch myself too. But that's where you, like you said, you got to have that guy, that coach, that teammate that's going to remind you of those moments.
Yeah, I think the value in that is crazy. But I'm watching this game. It is funny how much we talked about Mike and kind of how he played. But J.J. McCarthy won. I watched that game. I just didn't feel like he did anything. Right? There was nothing that he did in that game that like was impressive to me. Like where I saw him like, oh, this is great. Not that he's not a talented quarterback, but to hear Harbaugh say he's the best Michigan quarterback ever was crazy to me. After he goes 10 for 18.
You say he's the best Michigan quarterback ever is. I mean, you got Tom Brady. You got. There's a lot of guys that came through. I don't know nobody else.
You got Shoelace was balling.
Oh yeah, Gardner, right?
Gardner. Shoelace was before Gardner. Gardner was there. Gardner was really good.
What's up, Quest?
And of course, Uncle Deshaun said, "What up?" But I'm working, sweetheart. I need you to get out. For real. Okay, thank you. We got a special guest today. Quest, seriously, thank you. Oh yeah,
Uh,
we had Devin Gardner. We had a bunch of guys
you know,
at
I
Michigan.
I say this. I agree with you because watching the game, the best thing he did was in the second half, especially he used his legs. But as far as throwing, making those plays that he needed, he didn't really have to show much because they were up and they were running the ball very, very good. But like to come out and say that right after the Natty, like, no, you gotta give him credit. He won the Natty. They went 15-0, things like that. But yeah, that's a steep hill to try to go up.
I mean, the only impressive. I'm gonna bring up the throw. I'm gonna let you see. This is the one impressive throw that I saw from the game. Oh, let me give you this throw. Yeah. We don't watch this throw.
What was his final stats?
Oh, his final stats. My man was 10 for 18.
10 for 18.
For 140 yards. So he went basically like 54%.
Okay. I'm looking at it right now too.
Yeah, in 140 yards. Like, I don't know about y'all, but that ain't ideal to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need a little bit more than that. Can you see this thing?
Yeah, I can see it now. To say he's the best, then yeah, you definitely need more. To do what he did to win the game, then yeah, it is what it is. But to say that he's the best ever to walk in Michigan, you might want to see a little. You need to see a little bit more.
We got to see something else. But this is the one throw he made all game. This is the one throw I'm like, okay, that's solid. And it's not a great throw. I mean, it's well placed, all that, but that can't be the one thing you do just on a deep cross. That was the only time he pushed the ball downfield. But I got a question for you. On a play like this, and this is a big question from Kyle Winfield. There's this guy, number 7. I can't tell where he's at. But number 7.
Yeah, and back. Yeah.
Right. This guy. Does he at least get his head around? Right? When he's trying to get to that cut on the crosser? Is he going to do a better job than that?
Yeah, it'll be a little bit tighter, though, because corners know and they recognize, okay, I have a nub tight end, both receivers across. I got to watch for something coming across. We call it, a lot of people call it B-lines or things like that, whatever it's called. So that corner, he had safety, too, because it looked like quarters. The safety was coming.
The safety had run, he had a run fit, and then the corner had to cut the.
Down a little bit. I mean, it makes sense because they run the ball so well, so you have to really respect it. But I feel like the corner and the safety should have been back. Really, the corner. Because I know you have outside contain, you have outside, but on the quarters, you should have the last run fit, right? Am I tripping?
As a corner has no run fit in quarters.
Right.
It's not his job. Safety's a court with the run fit.
So the corner should be back.
Yeah, he's off the glass.
Yeah, exactly.
The only thing that I mean, maybe there's playing like a trap coverage where he would have had outside run support.
Right.
But I just think about plays like that. I'm like, if this is the best thing that you're doing, he did add a lot to the game with his legs. He was able to run for a good bit of yards. You know what I'm saying? He ran for 30 yards 4 times. He made some plays with his legs, but I really want to see a quarterback. The thing that matters the most to me when we're talking about a quarterback, we're talking about how we judge, how we evaluate it, is how much do your coaches trust you? Like, think about when you were at Clemson in the national championship, you threw for over 400 yards 2 times in the biggest game of the season because the coaches put that on your shoulder, right?
Yeah. And all those guys are starting in the NFL, I think, if I'm not
exactly.
mistaken.
So if you a guy that your coach trusts, and I know they're running the piss out the ball, but if you're the guy that your coach trusts, you should be the guy who's able to throw the ball. Michael Penix didn't play great, but his coach trusted him enough to throw 51 times. Like, in that moment, he's like, I want to put the ball in his hands to throw the ball.
Yeah.
But we were both fucking off on our picks. All right, you picked 41-27, and I picked 37-24.
Michigan, y'all got me.
They
prove me wrong for sure. You did your thing.
I thought Michigan was gonna win. I was hoping for Washington, and we got the result. We got an ass whooping took place down in Houston, Texas.
They definitely did that.
So after a national championship, what do you do as a quarterback at a team? Okay, we'll talk about 2 different people. Okay, Michael Penix, we know he's going to the NFL.
Yeah.
You went through this experience, went through a national championship. Game gets done. What does this look like? What are the next 12 hours for you?
The next 12 hours I think winning it and losing it is a big difference.
Okay.
Because you win, you're going on like a media cycle. I mean, you're doing media, you got to do this, you got to do that. You're going back to the school, you're having a parade. You lose, you're pretty much going back to school. You make sure you got all your stuff, and then you're dipping. You feel me? So I think with him, I think he's probably going to get checked up because I think his ribs or something, he was banged up. You got to make sure you check on that, and then you just get with your agent, find out where you're training at, and then, you go straight to work. There's really no time off going straight from college to the NFL. Like, I remember when I won in 16, 17, which is the year we played, and literally that night, met with David. He came by the hotel with the family. We ate, we chilled, we did the media in the morning, went back to school, did the parade, did all that stuff. I drove home probably like later that night or the next day, seen the family, and then I was off to California. I went straight to work.
That quick.
So
basically, within 2 days, you get to celebrate.
You're usually
celebrate, and then your ass is in a 40 stance, getting ready to run the 40. Trying to work on your 40 for the goal.
Baby. At the time, that's when I was with Jordan Palmer. Mm-hmm. We went straight to work, and it was just like, ain't no time off. You kind of in between during your breaks, weekends, you have your fun and you celebrate and stuff like that. I was out here in LA, so I did that. But it was on because the NFL is different. It's a new lifestyle. You know what I'm saying?
And then on the other hand, you got JJ. JJ, someone wants to make a decision. Do you think he comes out for the draft? What does he do?
If I was in his position,
I was in his position, come out for the draft. Yeah,
it's kind of hard because you win the natty, so you feel like you know what I'm saying. You feel like you're on top, but at the end of the day, like if he had great people around him, I think that one more year would solidify him definitely in the top. If he goes out and like you said, I'm showing that I'm throwing the ball, I'm consistently. My coaches trust me. I'm throwing it 30 plus times, especially in college. You throwing it. You got to have over 30 throws in college. Like, it is what it is. The possessions, all that stuff, the spread offense, you can throw it over 30. But, like, I'm throwing it 40 times a game. We're pitting them numbers. I'm throwing touchdowns. I'm using I think that'll be a very, very beneficial for him. You know what I'm saying? But, everyone has their own decisions. But I think it'll be better for him to go back, win again, take Michigan to the playoffs again. You don't necessarily have to win it. But, like, have your name in that conversation for Heisman, the best quarterback, and then you can be top 5.
So if you him, you going back to school?
If I was him, I'd probably go back to school, to be honest. It's just so many moving parts. There's just so many moving, not just being honest, you know what I'm saying? But hey, he got to do his own, he's on a high horse. But like me watching him, I respect this guy, I like his game. I think that going back to school would definitely help him out and put him in that top 10 conversation coming out next year rather than being a 3rd, 2nd, 4th round. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if he was somebody that I worked with, here's a message that I would give him. All right, we don't know what his grade's going to be, right? Because he probably is going to turn that in now. If you got a 1st-round grade, it's very, very tough to not go to the NFL. But the thing about the NFL, it's not a league it's not a developmental league. When you get to the NFL, you need to be ready to play and be successful in the NFL. Very, very rarely do you go into situations like Mahomes went into, where he might not have been ready when he got there, right? And if you ask him, he'll tell you he wasn't ready. Like, he didn't know the game was up, all those things. But he got a chance to develop. That doesn't happen often.
No.
You're going to get in there likely as a rookie. Quarterbacks get hurt. All these things happen. Even if you're not the starter, you'll end up in the game. And I think so much of the way that a fan base perceives you, the organization perceives you, is based on how you do initially that rookie year. They need to see at the bare minimum flashes, and if not flashes, they need to see some glimpses of greatness, right? They need to see something that's going to get them excited and not having them thinking about how quickly they can draft someone for it. Think about someone like Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson is someone I actually think is talented, but he's never been in a situation where I felt like he was ready or prepared enough, right? And this isn't knock to him. I mean, when I say prepared enough, I'm like, coach staff, all those things, for him to get a chance to go out there and be the best version. be the best version of himself. And I think that he was in that same situation. People talking about like, you're going in the first round. So he felt like he had to go, but we see how that works. You do get
Trey
that big
Lance.
pay. Yeah. Yeah,
You
you
know?
get that big payday, but you don't get your chance that you need.
Yeah,
Trey's
you
only
know,
really got to start, like 6 games in the NFL or something. Like, he just hasn't had any
but he only played,
opportunities.
he played 11 games COVID year? Was it COVID year?
No,
Whereas
the year before he played like 12 games, but COVID year he played 1 game. So he
1 game,
started
so that's
like 12
13
games. He just
Right.
didn't have enough snaps, right?
Just
It's
not
difficult.
enough.
And there's no way to get those snaps in the NFL. In
Nah.
practice, if you're not the starter, you're not getting no reps. It's not
You're
going
not
down.
getting. And then preseason, they cut preseason down a game. And then the other 3 games, you're not even really like, you get 2 weeks of real fundamental football, and then you go straight into the football. And once the games start, it's like we try to get the starters ready as much as possible, especially during the joint practices. The starters get all the reps. Like if you if you were 3,
The 2 starters on 2 different fields, but everybody else ain't playing. Y'all sit your ass down somewhere.
you know what I'm saying? So like it's a lot that comes with, like you said, it's not a developmental however you said. You're not developing quarterbacks like they used to, where you draft guys like the guy that had the best luck was Jordan Love. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
sit behind a Hall of Famer for 3 years, like that's most guys would love that. Like I didn't have that luxury. You know, I was picked 12
Mhm.
and I came in, I was behind Tom Savage. And then literally the first half is like, shit, I didn't think, I didn't start. So I'm like, man, we down, whatever, 14-0, 21-0. First game of my NFL career. I'm like, all right. Literally come in, Coach O'Brien come in. He didn't say much. Yo, Watson, this your team. This is your keys to the car. So this is your shit. Go handle what you're gonna handle. And this is like the light version of what he said. Get behind the rookie and let's go. First drive, we scored, and after that, the rest was history. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's how he told Buddy he wasn't a starter no more. He found out he wasn't a starter no more. Bill O'Brien said that.
I'm sitting there, I'm talking to Tom. I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Like we good, we straight. People talking. We got the chairs in front of the thing. You know, the coaches meet. He come around the corner. He's like, look, this is what we got to do. Watson, this is your team. You got the keys to the car. We rocking with you. Let's go. And let's make something happen. And we went down, we scored, we thought we had a chance, and then, I think we fell short by a touchdown. That's when Jacksonville was Satsonville. So they, ended up going to the AFC Championship that year. But like, yeah, and after that, it was just like, all right, F it. Like, it's time to go.
My dog went from giving a pep talk to getting his ass in the game.
Yeah, but that can happen, you know what I'm saying? But like,
in a blink of an eye.
I think the best case scenario is for him to go back, win again, and be a real for sure top 10, then try to go in the third, second round. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, they about to be having you out here like Kevin Garnett, the way you try to say developmental. I don't know what you try to say, but he got you.
No, man. I can't say that shit. I was talking.
Hey.
Yeah.
But we got the playoffs this week. You talking about your time in the Texans. We got, crazy enough, the Browns versus the Texans.
Crazy.
Saturday, what is it, the first game Saturday, something like that?
I done played in that game before.
You have. That's the first. Yeah.
That was that
coach. Your asshole get tight going on that first one.
Played twice, and we played Buffalo. Now 2.
Buffalo, you had the night game. The other one was a day game. The other one was early joint.
You're right.
It's wild to see CJ in this situation, right? I know he's playing against you, but in a situation where he shoots you a text, or do you shoot him a text? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I just see him. I see him pregame. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm big on, like, I know we're playing against them, but like, for me, I'm not playing. So like, of course, I'm rocking with my Browns to the fullest. You know what I'm saying? And we going there and take over. But at the same time, I got respect for CJ. I got respect for a lot of those guys. I got respect for the organization. You know what I'm saying? But like, at the same time, like, I won't bother nobody. During the week, people got preparation. People, focusing on, this is a big game for them. Like, yeah, it's another game, not just football. But now, like, shit get amped up a little bit more when the playoffs come. And regardless, we played them twice. I remember we played the Colts. We played them twice. We just played them 2 weeks ago. We beat them, and it's like, I bet, like, we got the home field advantage, and they come in and, you know what I'm saying? They kicked our ass, you feel me? But it was just like, nah. So I just sent him pregame, say what's up to him, all love and respect for sure. Like, he's doing his thing for sure.
What's that mindset like going into that? First playoff game. Because you can't know what to expect. You heard about it.
Yeah, you just gotta rely on the vets, rely on the coaching staff, but then you just gotta go out there and just let the game come to you at the end of the day. And when you try to like second guess or think that this game is gonna be easier because we played them before, or like we played them this, and they think, nah, like this is a brand new game. Whatever the records is, 11-6, 10-7, whatever it is, that's out the window. Everybody's 0-0, literally. And we fight for the same thing. You either win or you go home, and everything matters.
Did you learn any lessons the hard way, like in the playoffs? Like, damn, I can't do this in the playoffs. Anything like? Is there anything you found out in the playoffs versus a regular season that you didn't know until you played? Like, you just had to experience it for you to be like, oh shit, well yeah, this the playoffs.
There's no more second chances. I think that's the biggest thing. And fundamentals, and being physical. And just paying attention to detail, those 3 things. Those 4 things, no second chances, fundamentals, attention to detail, and what was the other one? And being physical. Like, I feel like those are the 4 things that you really just got to approach each and every play. Because one play can change everything, you know what I'm saying? And that's what happened to us. We down 16-0, one play, we changed it, you know what I'm saying? So
I'll talk about that. I'll talk about a time that it didn't go as well. You in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Touchdown, Kenny Steele. Touchdown. What y'all up? 21-9, 21, something like that?
24-0.
24-0. I'm in the stands, right? Me and Bernie sitting next to each other in the stands in Kansas City. It's cold as shit. It's cold. It's freezing. We talking big shit to all the Chiefs fans. Like, you could hear a pin drop in that house. Talking crazy to folks, walking through the stands. Being loud, like hype, because we thought, shoot, this is the game that I felt like was going to prepare y'all to like a Super Bowl. Like, we didn't know what the next step was, like, but y'all was rolling.
We was rolling, yeah.
And then the fake punt. And then after the fake punt, it just like,
there was a kick return. It was an
avalanche.
Yeah.
Fake punt, kick return, and it just didn't stop. And it's just like how shit quickly things can change. And I feel like that game is something that almost changed it. But that momentum, it changed the organization because you went from that team who was going to make a run to that all-season trade D-Hop. Come back the next season, what is fourth? Like, everything changed basically within that game. And in the playoffs, change teams or change organizations. I think you can't look at it in a way like, oh, I know I'm coming back here. Because you don't. You never know what's going to happen in the NFL. Things get crazy quick. Like, you got to, like, really relish each moment. When you go out there, you got to make sure you're ready because it ain't, just like you said, there ain't no second chances. Like,
I ain't been
up.
Yeah, I ain't been back to the playoffs since 2019. You know what I'm saying? And, like, granted, like, things happen and shit, but, like, at the same time, like you said, like, you never know with the NFL. The NFL can change in a split of the moment. And that's where being young at the time, like, man, we are 24-0, boom, boom, boom. Okay, we lost. But this same team coming back next year, and we got some more guys that's going to want to come to Houston and play. Nah, we was training that whole offseason. We found out D-Hop got traded at the workout. Man, I thought you was bullshitting me. You talking about, bro, D-Hop? Yeah. I'm like, man, stop playing with me, dog. We would get on Twitter, we're like, hold on. Next thing coach calling me. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, my number one guy, like, y'all shipped him out. Like, bro, you tripping. Like, yeah, and after that really, it changed that whole organization. It's good to see them get back on, on track, though. You know what I'm saying? They got some good talent.
You're going to need the dog pound to knock them off. All right?
For sure.
I'm wishing my dog CJ well. I want more CJ the ball. I know you do, too. You just want the Browns to come out with the W.
Definitely got to do that.
I'm gonna go through the quick wild card weekend. Can you just tell me what you ain't gotta say who's gonna win? I don't want to put you in that position, but tell me, like, oh, this is what I think that team's going to do well, they better look out for this.
All
You can
right.
take either team. Steelers versus the Bills.
Steelers, Bills. I think the Steelers are gonna do their best to create multiple turnovers, slow the game down.
That
and
shit
run.
going to be hard without TJ Watt.
No, it
Multiple
is.
turnovers, yeah. But yeah, without TJ Watt, it's going to be tough.
But Hightower is a problem too, and I like
Okay.
Hightower. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Josh got to take care of the ball.
He do. He's
can't-
aggressive with the football, that Chris.
And that's another thing about the playoffs. You can't give the team multiple possessions. Can't give them extra possessions. You got to eliminate that. And that's why I said Pittsburgh can do that if they slow the game down and find ways to create those turnovers. But Buffalo can really expose and go crazy on Pittsburgh because they lost one of their best, if not one of the best defensive guys in the game and to ever play.
Okay. We got Dolphins, Chiefs. Now think about this. Dolphins would have won that game. That game would have been in Miami. Sunny, balmy. They'd have been out there in shorts. They going into KC. It's supposed to be a blizzard. Right? They talking about shutting the city down. Only thing that's happening this weekend is a game. You played in some cold weather games. What are you feeling about this game?
Yeah, it's gonna come down to quarterback play.
If it comes down to quarterback play, I'm gonna go ahead and take the Chiefs. I'm gonna take the Chiefs. That ain't what you said. I'm gonna take the Chiefs. But yeah, I didn't say you said it. I said it. That's a Quincy statement.
I'm saying it too. Because I'm right now. I'm hurt, so I'm rocking with the Browns all the way through. But at the same time, I'm a football guy. I like to watch other.
In the weather. It's gonna be hard for Tua, right? It's gonna be snowing. He doesn't have the biggest hands.
How can he handle it? How can they put him in great situations to get the ball to his weapons?
Yeah, how do you get the ball to Tyreek Hill in the snow? The thing about it's a team that's built. Waddle should be playing. It's a team built on so much speed that playing in that weather, I think, is going to be really difficult. The thing that I don't think people think about enough in the cold weather. I'm from Minnesota, born and raised in the cold. I've played in games where it was negative degrees outside. It is so hard to grip the football when it gets that cold. It just to hold the football as a quarterback. It gets all dry. Yeah, it gets to be so dry. You can't hold the football. The shit just ain't what you used to.
It's like dry but slick at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like it don't have any of that texture on it no more. And then you got the wind that's gonna factor in. The wind. I don't know how much wind they have in Miami, but Pat's been in this situation before multiple times. This is what they live for. This is why they want home field advantage at home. This is another reason why, we was in Houston. We went up 24-0, but when they start rolling, that cold, you got a little bit more, it got a little colder.
This shit colder than it. I thought it was a little warmer than this.
Yeah, we got 24-0, this shit hot. We good. The heat is on. But when they get up on you and that energy and they start doing that chant, yeah, you get a little cold out there in case.
This shit over with. Y'all boys dapping up, no jackets on the sideline. We good, we out here.
Yeah,
by the end of the game, the folks was in burkas.
Facts. I ain't gonna lie to you.
We ain't gonna talk about the Browns, Texans. We know, you know what I'm saying? Let's go Packers, Cowboys.
Packers, Cowboys. I feel like that's an interesting one. I think. I think Dallas being home, I think they'd be piped up for it. It's a lot riding on Dallas though. And I don't think that the players necessarily know that or feel that. It's more the media talking about it, but at the same time, the better team on paper, it looks like the Cowboys, but the Packers are that sneaky team that can go in there and win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. Let me just show you. Let me show you something. All right, can you see the screen?
Yeah, I can
Jordan
see it.
Love to me has been playing as well as anybody. But I love the way he's throwing the football. But look at this. This is a great play.
Is this the one he throw that touchdown in the corner?
This is the deep over, right? Right.
Yeah.
So you see the deep over. He does all the stuff. But this is what I want Jordan Love to know. Yeah, I feel like if Jordan does
I know what you're talking
the
about.
best version of this. Like, my feet can't be like this. Like, he's
fade
too
away?
good for this. Yeah, we can't fade away. We can't make easy throws like this hard.
Yeah.
We don't need to do that. You don't need all that flair. And I'm not saying this in a bad way because I think Jordan Love is a top 10 quarterback right now.
He throws it. He has a pretty ball too.
Oh my God. He threw I'm gonna show you another throw. My favorite throw of the week. He does stuff like this. And you're like, damn, he's talented. Right? But I want him to make these plays easy. Right. And I think that is what's good.
Being as a coach, QB coach, and you train Jordan. We train together this offseason. Do you think that is coming from being comfortable as far as
so gifted?
Yeah,
I think it's two things. I think, one, he's so talented, he knows he can make the throw.
Yeah.
But two, this late in the season, you know how banged up y'all are.
Right.
It's tough to really go through those fundamental details, right? To be able to lock in. I think so many people think that as a quarterback or a player in the NFL, that you get to spend time throughout practice on those little fundamentals.
Yeah.
The time in practice that an NFL player has is focused on the game plan and the exit of those.
Right.
It's not, make sure, they feel like quarterbacks are talented enough where they just need to know where to throw it and they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And they can. But then he makes a throw like this. To me, this is the best throw in the NFL last week. And I don't know if he caught it or not, but this, to me, starts one, right? So we're one to the left, not there. Cool. Oh, let me get this. Oh, yeah. What gets to this back line? Like, come on, man. This is so high level to be able to pump, moves his safety out the middle of the field, eyes come right back. There ain't that many folks who could do that.
No, that's good.
He's playing. Man, red zone. The red zone's so tight. The coverage is so sticky. To be able to do this, eyes to the left. Oh, he knows what he's doing. Manipulate the defense. Can't wait to come back. Look at that balance. Look at that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. To me, he's gonna give people a really hard time. And I think that, I absolutely love the things that he's doing. All right, so that's the package of the Cowboys. What you got, Rams, Lions?
Rams, Lions. Ooh, this is a good one too. I feel like this whole scenario is good. Stafford going to Detroit, golf playing against LA, playoffs. Detroit's a scary team to play against, especially at home. You know what I'm saying? And like,
why you say that?
His coach got them boys playing hard, fast, disciplined, and it's just like if they can score points, which they can, and that goes back to what you were saying earlier. You can tell the coach trusts golf, even though he might make a couple of mistakes. He's gonna throw it 40-something times. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna have 300-something yards every single time. And it's like, in golf, you can tell like he's very just about his business. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna trust his receivers, and he's gonna take his chances too. And I think that a lot of times, the way it's going, like his chance has been working. So I think if I had a it's tough, but Stafford, I love Stafford too. And the way that Coach be calling the plays.
We got two great quarterbacks.
It's gonna come down to turnover. Right. It's gonna come down to turnover.
Eagles Bucks in Tampa. That's crazy because the way the Eagles started this year, you couldn't tell me they wasn't gonna get a home game.
Oh, fast! You thought they was gonna be number 1 seed. They're banged up right now too, and they lost what? They won 4 the last couple games, the last 5 games.
It has not looked good.
Philly out though.
Can't count Philly out, and Jalen Hurts to me is one of the ultimate competitors. I think that she plays a game at a really high level. I think that they gonna figure out a way to etch it out. You can't tell me that the Buccaneers are anywhere near as talented as the Philadelphia Eagles. And if the Philadelphia Eagles lose this game, I don't want it to happen, but there's going to be some jobs that are going to be on the table.
Oh, for sure. It's going to be Philly for sure. Now, let alone this is the facility. The fans are crazy. You feel me? So, like, But
Yeah.
then it's like you gotta find a way to stop Mike Evans. And if Baker has time to get it to him, he just got to throw it up.
Mike Evans.
But I haven't watched I haven't
more.
watched enough Tampa, to be honest. Yeah, if Baker played like he did against Green Bay consistently, Philly got a problem.
They facts. They got a quarterback who's playing at the top of his game, Baker Mayfield. I'm gonna give you a shout out, special shout out me to you. Say that sincerely. You've been playing really well. Your offensive coordinator, Dave, has been calling a hell of a game. We've been seeing some great things. Look forward to seeing this week in the playoffs. You got anything special for the Dog Pound community?
Man, Dog Pound, man, we need to show up to the H, man, and take over. You feel me? So like a lot of orange, a lot of browns, a lot of barking for my dogs, and bring that energy. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, the Texans gonna bring theirs. You know what I'm saying? I was there. I've experienced it. So the fans gonna show up now. You know what I'm saying? It's playoff time. They always do. But like, we gotta make sure we take over that and give my dogs the support that we need. Let's go, Brown.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all tuning in to the Lockerverse. Make sure y'all tap in and look forward to seeing you on another episode of QB Unplugged.